Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. The translation of the message, it reads like this. Hello, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I am looking for a way out and I really do not know if there is a way out. For my hands are dirty. My conscience is always heavy on my soul. I'm not sure if I have a soul anymore because of the things that I have been doing. What started as a small side hustle, what I would do was that I would get these other weird blessers, and most of them, they can be found online, especially on your Tinder and Badoo. That is where I used to get them. But most of them that had these weird sexual desires, they were the Indians, less of them blacks. But I then met other guys that wanted to share me between the both of them for money. Indeed, I would go and then I would go to a hotel where these guys will be waiting, or I would wait for them. I took two guys from Zim throughout the night. Why? They wanted to share a woman. Those guys, they were really weird. That was like the time when I got introduced to these things of Ugutwala. I never believed in such stories, but when I saw guys changing me and looking at each other, not like gayish thing, no, there is a big difference when men love each other, but then there is a difference when men perform those acts simply because they are doing it to achieve some spiritual weirdness. That is all that I can say. When I was with those two guys that were from Zim, they were looking at each other while they were busy making love to me. When the morning came, there was one guy who went into the bathroom. When he was in that bathroom, I honestly felt as if he was busy swimming inside there. It felt as if he was busy swimming, such that I could not even understand how could a man make so much noise while he was in the bathtub. When I wanted to go and see if the man was drowning or not, that was when the other guy said no. He laughed and he said, no, if you go there and you see him with his wife, what are you going to do? And I said, what wife are you talking about? He laughed and he said, of course, the monitor lizard. He has a wife that is in there with him. I wanted to go still, but then he held me so tightly, so much that he did not want me to disturb this man as he was performing what he called his early morning glory ritual with his dead wife. Those guys, they gave me my money, and then I got so used to it until I then came to Johannesburg. So I then met this other blesser when I had returned back to Durban. I went to Umhlanga, and at that time my friend told me that she was going to this other nightclub. We went there. That was when I met the guy. He was really handsome and I liked him from the word go. So he then said that he wanted my numbers. We ended up drinking and sleeping together. And then it came a time when he told me that he wanted to make me his wife, but I have to prove to him that I'll be able to assist him with other rituals that he does in his business. He says that since he is in the type of business where he buys and sells minerals like your coal, it is quite a very dangerous business. So he did these rituals as a form of getting some protection so that his business partners will not think of harming him. He promised me a very good life, and he even promised me that if I agree, by the time that I will return back to Joburg, he will just tell me to the dealership where I was supposed to go and get my own brand new car. He sat me down and he told me the truth. He said that I have things that protect me. I have a snake, he said, that lives in my mansion, but I have been thinking of moving this snake from Durban to Joburg. He has a house in Joburg. At that time, there were some tenants that were staying there. He said that this snake, it required some things in which he was unable to get now in Durban because of something terrible that had happened. It needs the menstrual blood of young women. At first, I did not even believe it. I wanted to run, but I asked myself, if I want to run, where will I go to? I had already tasted a very good life with him that I could never give up. He assured me that I did not have to do anything but bring him girls fresh girls, young women that can never suspect a thing. My job was simple: to bring to him your 20-year-olds, mainly students. I would approach them and then I'll start to befriend them in student ranks as giving them money, expensive gifts. And it was hard when we started this. One day when I was lying in bed, asking myself, where was I going to get another girl that loves money? That was when I had a bright idea. This man, since he could afford, he would get me some student accommodation, some premises where I would manage, so that it can be easy, quite easy, for me to be able to get those women that he wants. And that is what we did. We bought some property here in Johannesburg, and at the place where we bought this property, we renovated it, and then we made our rent to be quite cheap. Extra things, your Wi-Fi, even if you want some transport, we can organize for you. We mainly target those young students that come from rural areas and those ones that would have never been in the city before. So those are the girls that I usually target that want money. I do tempt them, and the offer will be too tempting to resist. So for each and every girl that he ends up dating, I have been given money. I drive a very beautiful car, and currently I am even living in a penthouse, and it is quite a very beautiful house. But at night now I can't sleep. The reason as to why that I cannot sleep is like I know that what I'm doing is wrong, because when he sleeps with these women, it's like this snake, it then comes and then it leaves a mark on that young woman. Each and every day, he told me, until the woman passes away, this snake will be visiting her when it is time for her to be on her menstrual periods, and then it will be drinking the blood from her. What hurts me is that most of these girls, they are quite young. I asked him if this is going to affect them by the time that they want to have their own kids. He said, that one, I don't even know. I don't know. Let us try to experiment. So is it a nice thing to experiment with another person's womb? So this is my own story that has brought me here. I know that there are people that will be judgmental, but given the chance, a lot of people would be willing to do what I am doing. I don't go to work apart from managing the property. I am always indoors in bed doing whatever that I want. The guy does not even sleep with me like every day. And even if I wanted to cheat on him, I could have done that. He does not care. He just puts his money on me. What I just want is to hear from your listeners. What I am doing, is it okay? Is it a good hustle? Should I just continue or not? Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister, who even said that she can even go on Facebook, create a profile for this guy, and then she will start to date other young women, and then when it is time for them to meet, then he will hand over the profile to the guy. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world.